as you head into the evening hours, there's no chance of rain, mostly cloudy skies. Overnight low of 58 degrees, but a clear sky to be expected through the nighttime and into tomorrow morning. Friday, we're looking at sunny skies and a high getting to 78 degrees. This is your weather update.
All righty, good folks. It is Thursday. We have almost made it through this whole week here. This is On the Record. It is Thursday afternoon. You're driving home this Thursday afternoon in your vehicle. Hope you got little Amy and little Tommy in the back seat strapped in, and you're going to safely get to your destination. But I'm glad that you tuned in to WSIC News Talk right now to hear me, Brian Summers, on the record as we talk a little local stuff for sure. I've got a good guest coming into the studio who's going to join us, and we're going to talk local. Also got some prizes to give away, folks. I want to make sure all our people know that we really do have these prizes going on. I had some guests come yesterday and claim their prizes who picked them up. Sorry, with the microphone there, a little something's going on with it, but wanted to make sure. But anyway, it is On the Record here with Brian Summers, and happy Thursday, folks. Happy Thursday out there in all radio land. I want to send off my roll call that I do every single day. My first thing and thought that I do when I say my first thank you, it is to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Absolutely, because I live in the most fabulous country in all the world and the greatest city and the greatest state, my home state of North Carolina, born and raised in Statesville, Iredell County. So that's what we have going on right now, folks. But I got to tell you, I surely do appreciate and respect all the fine people in Love Valley, those up there in Olin, Turnersburg area, and those that live in the Gwaltney section up there, Alexander County, Taylorsville, my cousins in Hiddenite, North Carolina, all the Lackeys and the Sharps and the Thompsons and the Stevensons. Hello. And we're rolling all over the South Wilkesboro and a little bit of Salisbury out there too. You got family over there too, my Aunt Brenda. But most of all, we got down in Taylor. We got Cornelius, Davison, Cornelius, Lake Norman, Huntersville, Troutman, Mooresville, and all the in-between for sure, and the big city of Statesville. You can't get no better than that, folks. Hello, happy Thursday to you. We got a great show lined up for you. I want to thank you. The most important people are the listeners who will listen to this show every day, 5 days a week from 5 to 6 p.m. You help make this show a success, and so my thank you to you for sure. But before I get right into the things I am looking for, I put an APB out for a David Woods, who is here in town, Mr. Dale Bess, who's here, Mr. Dale Bees, who's here in town, and James Hayes. And Brad Johnson, you guys, you are winners. You never picked up your prizes. So if you're out there, especially, I think Brad Johnson, you're up there in Love Valley. James Hayes, I think you're in Love Valley too. So Brad Johnson, Statesville, James Hayes in Love Valley. So you guys swing on by WSIC. I got your T-shirts for you in your size, of course, and you need to come by and pick those up, folks. But I tell you, maybe the prize you won is not what you wanted. Maybe that's what you're really trying to tell me. Say, hey, you're Brian, we won, but we don't like those prizes. But we got some other prizes to give away. We got a big contest, and I know you guys heard me talk a little bit about some partnerships we had going on, and we have going on. And yesterday I was able to distribute some tickets to the Iredell County Public Library. Had an event yesterday on Edgar Allan Poe, and it was the tortured genius of Edgar Allan Poe. And it was a very successful event by the Iredell County Friends of the Library. It was a great event from 2 to 4 at the library yesterday. But here going forward, and we're going to have this going off. If you listen to the show on Monday, you know who my guest was. If you listen to the show on Tuesday, it was all news, no guests. And then yesterday I had guests on my show. But I've got a trivia question for you out there, a trivia question for the week. As I told you, we will be doing this partnership with Chick-fil-A out of our area up on Turnersburg Highway 21. Chick-fil-A, our local operators here in Iredell, Statesville particularly, but we have a good understanding with them now. And so I am looking for the first caller who can tell me from Monday's show. We had a question on, and it was with Sharps. It was when Amanda Sharp was on here, and she was telling us something very interesting about the show. So what I've said to the people out there, you've got to watch the show, folks. You've got to tune in and listen to the show. My questions of the week will come from the show, this past week's show. So if you know the amount of, I think I had the question. So if you know the amount of tables that's in Sharp's restaurant, if you know the amount of tables that she said she can handle and has seating there for, if you know that amount, folks, give me a call here on the air, 704-873-1400, 704-873-1400. Somebody's calling in right now, but that's the question. If you know how many the seating that Sharp's can handle, you can give me a call. Hold on, I got a call already. Let's see who this is. Good afternoon, caller. You're on the air. This is On the Record with Brian Summers.
Hey, is it 24 tables?
You know what? You better not be Amanda's husband. Is this John Sharp?
No, it's not.
All right, so you gotta tell me your name, and so I've got a Chick-fil-A. I'm sorry to do a restaurant off another restaurant, but we've got a gift certificate from Chick-fil-A for you that you will be able to pick up here tomorrow. And you gotta tell me your name, though, sir.
Jonathan Bills.
Jonathan Bale.
Bills, Bills.
Okay, Jonathan Bills, you got it. All righty. And what part of the county or city you live in, John?
Troutman.
Troutman. Okay, all right there, Troutman. Well, good for you, and I'm glad that you enjoy Sharps. I must mean you pay attention to the show, or you're a customer from up there. But we appreciate it, and thank you for calling in, Jonathan Bills. I will have your gift certificate for Chick-fil-A here in Statesville. It'll be in an envelope with your name on it tomorrow.
Thank you very much.
Stop on by and pick it up, all right?
Will do.
And so, Jonathan, Jonathan, you still there?
Yes.
Okay, so the way this is going to work is I've committed myself that for every gift certificate that Chick-fil-A gives me, I'm going to match that, and then I'm going to take it to the homeless hotel here in Statesville and feed a family of 4. Okay, so that's how that works. So you, by being a listener, you call in, you win a prize, but you're going to also be a blessing to somebody else, to a whole family of 4, to be able to eat and get a meal from Chick-fil-A. Okay, so that's how that's going to work. It's kind of like what we say, pass it on. You know what I mean?
That'll work.
Good deal. So yours will be here, and then we'll get that one to a family of 4 here in the Iredell County family of homeless. Okay.
Sounds good.
Good deal. Thanks a lot, sir. Bye-bye. Thanks for calling. Bye. All right, folks. I already had a caller already. And so that was Jonathan Bills. So he has that, and we will have that down for him. But that's how it's going to work, folks. And then we have some other incentives going on, particularly with the Statesville Family YMCA. We're still heavily pushing and promoting a 3-month membership for them. If you go in and sign up for a 3-month membership, it is absolutely free for you, for an individual. And so we are offering that to you through the Statesville Family YMCA. But you have to tell them you heard about it on WSIC. That's the only catch. You have to tell them you heard about it on WSIC. And Blake Blakely and the folks there at the YMCA, the front office staff, are great. They're awesome, very courteous, with lots of hospitality. They'll welcome you there. They'll even give you a tour of the facility if need be. But if you ever want to, just kind of have a change in your pace, whether it be something your physician recommended or something you just want to do for yourself. I like to think I look beautiful every day, but there are some people who tell me I need work. So I'm going to the Y. I love to go around the track at the YMCA. That's my spot up here. I love to go up and just run around the track and get my 3 miles in of running and walking as a combination. But I've got to learn to get down and start working on some of the facilities they have downstairs, on some of the equipment they have, and also get myself a good lap in the pool as well too. So the pool has been freshly painted. It is open now. They're on regular hours now over at the YMCA, so go in and check it out. This is On the Record with Brian Summers, folks. After this break, we'll be right back. My guest will be Doug Knight, Iredell Statesville School Board member. Thank you.
There's more On the Record with Brian. The new 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
All righty, folks, so we're back after the break right there. I'm expecting any moment here to have school board member, Iredell Statesville School Board member Doug Knight's going to be my guest here. I think he must be rocketing in from somewhere. If you know anything about Doug, that's what he does. He's known as the Rocket Man out there in all radio land. But we're going to move up. Look, maybe he's calling in. Got a caller here. Let's see. Just a moment here. Here we go. Hello, caller. You're on the air. This is Brian Summers with On the Record.
Hello, Brian. It's Hope. I just thought I'd call to help out the minute for that person to get themselves shoveled in, like you said. And I wanted to thank you so much for the opportunity to win that ticket for yesterday. It was quite an enjoyable experience at the library, and it was a pleasure to see you.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I went home thinking, boy, I sure did learn a lot about Edgar Allan Poe. I just, some things I knew, and some things you kind of get clips of reading, but I just had no idea of his really surely tortured life almost, and now I can kind of understand why he wrote about everything dark.
Or, it's just another point of view for sure, but it was wonderful. We almost got a history lesson out of it as well. The speaker was fabulous, and it was a lovely event. I really enjoyed myself. And again, I just might take the opportunity to be grateful to you and appreciate your hard work out there.
Oh, well, absolutely. Well, I thank you, and I'm glad that we've got loyal listeners, and that's so very. So I tell you what, Hope, I'm going to do this here, and I'm going to say, Hope, you have more than earned yourself a T-shirt. I called yesterday when you said, Hope, I can win it. Yes, I would say, Hope, you have been. Since I can say this show and I learned your name, a couple times you had called in before we formally got to know you or meet you. We didn't know who you were. You were just that mystery caller. And so I will say to you, Hope, that you have earned yourself. I'll let you tell me what size T-shirt you need, and we'll go from there.
Nothing over a small.
Okay. All right. I will make sure I will check out the inventory, and I will say that for the fact that you have just been a very, very, I can vouch for, loyal listener, you have earned that, and I'm thankful. Twice we have had community events, and you have showed up for them. You've won prize number one, but you've also showed up for the community events. One at the Iredell County Fair, which we're very appreciative of, and then yesterday at the Iredell County Public Library, you were at that event. So I can tell you that personally, from me, Brian Summers, on the record here in WSIC, we thank you for the community crossover that you are sharing with us by coming out and supporting us in the community and us trying to build bridges and make the world a better place. And so I commend you for that.
Thank you. And I was thinking about it, and to be honest with you, because of a job I had, I have certainly gone around Statesville more than I have, that area there, more than I have in my own city that I live in. And it has grown a lot. There's a lot of changes, some stuff that's still being worked on, but it's a beautiful place. And if everyone just remembers, don't drive faster because someone's forcing you to. You hang on to that small town feel because snatched up like a bird and a worm, and it's just so sad.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
But you're hanging on in there, and I just want to thank you guys because I kind of am just much of a Statesville person because I had to drive around there a lot.
well, very good. Well, we appreciate it. And we thank you so very much. And thank you again for being a loyal listener. I will have something left here for you with your name on it and a shirt no larger than a small for you for WSIC.
Yeah. Well, unless you go extra large, I could use it for jamming. But I would like to advertise the station. But no, thank you. And I hope your gentleman shows up soon and you put it out there for us every day, Ryan. Just know that about you. And just keep on trucking, and God's got your back.
All right. Well, thanks a lot. I think I see his vehicle in the back parking lot here. So, all right. Thanks a lot, folks. Thanks a lot, Hope, for tuning in. And, again, being a loyal listener on WSIC.
Have a great day, everybody.
All right. Good deal. Thanks a lot. That helps to make the world a better place, folks, when you have listeners like that who really tune in and they really follow the show. I think we got some loyal listeners I have built up in my 3 months here of being on air, on radio. So I'm pretty happy by that, pretty excited. And so here we are. So I got the note here from my guest that told me he's en route to get here, and I'm so very excited and happy. I will tell you this. not to change up the speed a little bit, and we'll get into some birthdays while we have the school board member here. But a little sad note on a sense, folks. Last night in our community, there was a shooting. And we had gotten really by, I'd say, the community, the community of educators and people within the school system and those within our city, we did not lose a student to any gun violence this summer. And I say summer, which was post the school year ended in June. But last night we had an incident in our city where a young person was shot. And so only details I have is that he was a high school student. And so I would say most certainly, folks, we got to have a serious discussion in our community, in our town, in our county, in our state about gun safety. I am absolutely a Second Amendment advocate, absolutely. But as these illegal guns, I will say it again, these illegal guns, and I can almost assure you that whomever did the senseless shooting in our city last night, a drive-by, did it with a gun that was not registered, that 9 out of 10 times was stolen, and handled by someone who had no certification, no formal training, and probably had no legal right to even possess a gun. Yet this is what the mayhem and the havoc that's being wreaked on our street by people, young or old, it doesn't matter. And if you're 14 with a gun, to me, you're no different than a 28-year-old with a gun, and the law should not treat you any different. I will tell you, a different side of me will tell you that I am pissed off at the fact that these 14-year-old, 15-year-old, 16-year-old, and I call them bad apples, bad actors in our community, continue to get off and get out of jail because somebody wants to be soft on crime. And soft on crime means that comes down to your judges. That comes down to your district attorneys. That also comes down to those who make the laws in Raleigh. And I've got an issue with it. And so no sense in, we got laws on the books, and the laws need to be stronger, need to be stiffer. And because I have zero tolerance. I have zero tolerance when it comes for violence, abuse in any form. I don't do child abuse. I don't do physical adult abuse, period. And I don't do damn illegal guns on our streets, shooting up people recklessly done and handled by folks who have no legal right to possess a gun, have a gun. You've stolen a gun, you've got a gun in an illegal transaction. It is still against the law. And I want the law to work for the right people. And I want the law to work for those who are law-abiding, who go get a gun with a license the right way, who go get it certified, who go through training. That is the people I want to have a gun. But these non-knuckleheads out here on the street who have no right, no idea how to handle a gun, and you can tell it because of the way they're firing sideways, backwards, up and down. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. And I'm going to take personal liberty on this show. It's called On the Record, and this is my On the Record. I am really bothered and pissed off and upset that these senseless guns falling in the hands of these criminals, these thugs, the people who should never have guns, but they're getting on our streets. And it's the illegal guns that make it harder for all the people who have guns the right way, who get them certified, who go down to get a license for them, who go through a class, who legally, the law-abiding people who can possess a gun. It is the illegal guns that make it hard for everybody else to have a gun. And then you get society and the media all jumping on saying, oh, yeah, got to have some gun reform, got to have all these things. But they never, ever simply say you had no right to have a gun in the beginning. How did you get a gun? It was illegal for you to possess, to get, and to have. You're underage. These are things, folks, we got to talk about. I know it's not the sexy thing of the day. I know it's not, I'm not talking about whatever's going on in Hollywood or whatever happened with the football game on Monday. Yes, I'm a Giants fan and we lost, okay. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about real issues, real things in life. And this senseless violence on our street has to stop. In our streets, in our streets, in our streets. Because I can tell you, Mom and Dad, Mr. and Ms. America, if the violence continues to happen in another neighborhood, those guns and those bullets will find their way into your neighborhood. They have no eyes at all. Bullets have no eyes. Crime has no zip code. And so we better get ourselves together as a nation. We're losing our country all the way around. We got laws we can't punish. We got to go soft on teenagers. We got to give everybody a break. And this makes no sense, folks. We must be a nation of laws. And if it hurts somebody's feelings to be tough on crime, well, I'll step on your foot, say ouch, because I'm going to hurt your feelings. It makes no sense. We've got to get a grip of what's going on here. We cannot continue to be a city that's soft on crime, a county that's soft on crime, or a state that's soft on crime, that says it doesn't matter. What you do, we're going to give everybody else, and we're going to look the other way and give little Johnny a pass. No, I'm sorry. That's just my position. If you differ with what I'm saying, call up and let me know. We can talk about it. And it's not the school system's responsibility to raise your kids. It's not. It is not the teacher who goes to get a degree from App State, Western Carolina, or Central or Winston-Salem State. It is not her position. It is not her job to raise your child. That's home life. And if you're a single mom, it's yours. If it's a single dad, it's yours. If you're a single grandmother, it's yours. But really, all in a sense, it's a community. It's a community. And we've got to do something about this. It is not fair to put all this on the system. Government is not supposed to raise your kids, period. They have no role in doing so other than to protect your kids. That's what government is supposed to do. But it's not in the position. Government was not created to raise your kids. And that's the position I take a stand. Hear you say you. Call me up. You want to have a different opinion? Call me up. 704-873-1400. 704-873-1400. Doug Knight is here. Doug Knight is here. He is in the studio, folks. He is in the building, though he says he's outside in the door. But we're going to let him in on the record. Brian Summers.
Summers on the new 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
Alrighty, folks. Yes, that is the music. You know the music, you know the Joom, you know the tune. We're grooving right here, and that's my bumper music. I like that, although I like my Motown better, though. Anyway, he is here, folks. The man, the Rocket Man, has arrived. I don't know, where's my Elton John song on the Rocket Man? I don't know where it's at. But the Rocket Man is here. The Rocket Man is here. He is Iredell Statesville School Board member, Mr. Doug Knight. And we're actually probably going to do a redo because he gave an announcement that we had some technical issues when the show really started off, and we were still learning around here. So y'all show us a little grace. But he had an announcement that he made on my show. Nowhere else had he made it.
Nope.
And so we're going to kind of redo that a little bit too now,
Okay.
and I'll let him tell you what he's up to and what's going on and what's doing. But foremost, I'm glad to have you here.
Glad to be here, Brian.
And I want to talk to you, particularly the school year has started.
School year, yep.
We're 4 weeks into the new year. And tell me, how many schools are in the Iredell Statesville system?
There's 30 some off the top of my head. I can't remember exactly.
37. And
37.
How many
yeah.
high schools? 14?
No, there's not 14. There's West, there's North, there's Statesville, and there's Lake Norman and South. And
Okay.
soon
Be Weathers Creek.
will be Weathers Creek.
Okay, so that's less than 9.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I don't know why I was thinking it was like 4. Okay. All right, so 9 high schools, 37 schools. Wow. Okay. Okay. I will tell you.
We're growing, and we're
growing.
going to need another elementary school as soon as the high school is built because the demographics of the southern end of the county are what they are.
They're growing.
They're
We're-
growing,
we're
and that's a
growing.
good problem.
That's a good, yeah.
good problem.
It is. Unless you are those communities in which they're trying to figure out where and how.
I agreed, but at the same time, do you want to be the other side of the coin when people are leaving your community and it's dying?
Oh, yeah.
I've been there.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know that
No,
community.
I like-
I don't want to be there.
As much as people say, boy, that summer show does fuss a lot. You're damn right about that. I like people. I really, truly do.
Yeah.
And I'd like to think I'm a likable guy.
A little bit.
Well, dang. I'm working on it. But now, but I was saying before you came in, Mr. School Board member, I just kind of sounded off a little bit on we have went the entire summer and did not lose one Iredell Statesville school system
Yeah.
student
Yeah.
to a fatality
Yeah.
of violence over the summer.
Right.
Post June 9th graduation. And then last night we had a student, a kid in our system who was injured due gunfire.
Right.
Don't know the details.
No.
Not going any farther.
That's all I've heard.
Don't know names. Not interested.
Yeah.
All I'm simply saying is, and I go out on there and I'll say this: 9 out of 10 times that gun wasn't registered. 9 out of 10 times it was not the original person who had original possession of that gun. 9 out of 10 times somebody unlicensed and did not know, properly trained on the gun, possession, no gun locks at all, and was probably a stolen gun.
Possibly,
so my
yeah.
issue is with the illegal guns on our streets. That is my issue. I'm a Second Amendment advocate, absolutely.
here.
But I gotta tell you, these damn illegal guns, what somebody bought it illegally, somebody stole it, somebody broke into a home, somebody got it out of grandma's sofa cushion with no gun lock on it. This is what the problem is, and I will always push back against illegal guns on our streets because bullets have no eyes. And I can tell you, if you think that that's only in one particular neighborhood, I'm gonna tell you. Crime has no zip code.
Nope.
Violence has no zip code. And crime of opportunity has no zip code. So I'm telling you, and I'll say this again, we better get some serious, and I say, and it's not the police who have to prosecute. No,
The police don't prosecute.
exactly. They lock them up.
Yep.
And it is up to the DA.
DA.
It is up to judges. And also, we can't let off the people in Raleigh.
Yep.
Because it is the damn laws on the books that makes the difference.
Every-
If you're in Raleigh and you're the state legislator, you're the state senator, you're the House of Representative member in Raleigh, it is the laws on the books that must be enforced by your DAs and your judges backing up what they can do.
Including the Attorney General of the state, which we know he won't enforce some certain laws that he disagrees with, Josh Stein, who
Yes.
is going to be running for governor, and who makes, he makes Roy Cooper look like a conservative. He's that
Wow.
liberal.
Wow. Well, I can say
But
here.
I'm sorry, this is politics. I'm
get
taking
it.
off
No,
my
no,
school board hat.
No, and I get it, and I welcome that, and we can go back and forth. But I'm saying this, for Iredell County, I want somebody tough on crime.
We got to be.
I mean, seriously, we have to be. It is not the school system, and I said this before you came on, and I listen. This is Brian Summers talking. I got broad, big shoulders. I'm a big guy behind this microphone with a handsome bald head. But I take this position. It is not the school system's responsibility to raise your kids.
We can't.
It is not.
We only have them a short amount of time during the day. I think the numbers the superintendent's quoted, like 22% of the time or something during the week, the number of hours in the day that we have versus in a week. Kids come to us, unfortunately, with needs. Now, we try to meet them as we can at the school. We try to provide them a safe environment when we're there, show them what they can do. But when they leave the school, they're making their own decisions. We're trying our best to teach them how to make good decisions, but ultimately they make those decisions. And they may have others in the environment where they're at home helping them make some not so good decisions.
And I mean, and I say that, and it's, and I'm not being mean. I'm truly not being mean at all. But I'm simply saying, it's almost like I told somebody, our teachers are there to teach, and they go to school for a special, in an area of specialized education that they want to go into the classroom and teach. That's their job. But all of the social ills of society falling on teachers, falling on administrators, and then bears over because the other kids, is what I shared with somebody, your behavior cannot hold the entire class hostage because the teacher must address your needs, which go far beyond his job description.
And as a former high school teacher, and I subbed to middle school one year, and I decided, God bless the middle school teachers because they do better than I can. You have to address the discipline issues when they occur. And, for myself, you got to have good discipline. I believe in it. If you do something that disrupts the educational process, principals need to discipline the kids. Sometimes you may agree or disagree with it, but you've got to have that good discipline. And if you do something really bad, you don't need to be in our school, in my opinion. And, we've got processes in place. We've got laws. We have appeal processes, and we need that. But if you're going to go to school to try to cause people not to learn, we're either going to try to hopefully convince you that that's not the way to do things. And if you continue to do it, we've got to get you away from those that are trying to learn. A lot of kids, most kids want to learn. They really do, from all backgrounds, all socioeconomic levels. You've just got, in some places, you've got kids that don't want them to learn.
And we're not going to be, I think as a city, as a population, we're not going to be held hostage by that.
You can't.
And so, I mean, again, I have grave respect for the teachers. I think that what they have to do. I will say this too. I have seen in the last year or two a great effort by the school system to bring on mental health.
Yes.
To bring on social workers in the classroom, people who specialize in this, which takes the load off of the responsibility of teachers and administrators.
Teachers have so much to do besides teaching anymore, and that's one of the biggest issues with the system. One of the reasons people leave. I mean, you go in it to teach. I went into teaching because I want to help kids learn science and physics and engineering related things, and you don't get to do as much of it as you want.
Sure.
But what you try to do in the process to help these things, even the kids that are having discipline issues, you love them, you try to set them aside, you try to give them hope. I try to give them hope.
Absolutely.
I give them hope by saying what they can do, showing them what they can do if they'll, you got to do things the right way. You can't expect to do big things or do really cool things and not do the process to get there. You got to work. One of the things I coached football when I used to teach high school. One of the things I tell students is if you will grind at your academics like you grind at your athletics, the success you have on the field will go to the classroom. And if you will do that, it will make a difference. You will be successful. Because
All righty, folks, we're right back into it. You heard Doug Knight just then, Iredell Statesville School Board member, and we've been into it. I've been fired up around here today. Doug got in a little bottom of the show, though. We can get the full hour in here, so we're going to have him back again.
Yes,
but
sir.
We were talking about some good things and some good news. I want to encourage and invite you. I don't think it's out of the way for me to do so.
Sure.
I'm at Statesville High School, and Mr. School Board member, if you
Yes,
want to
sir.
come and take a stroll with me
Sure.
on my stroll, as I stroll the halls over there,
Working around my schedule at work, yeah.
well, come on and come have lunch.
Yeah.
Sit down and have a school lunch with,
Yes.
with some kids over there. I think it'll make such a difference.
Just talk to me, and
I really will.
Tuesdays and
so,
Thursdays are better days for me.
Okay, that's great. That's awesome. I'm there those days. But we're talking. So you got an announcement.
Yes, sir.
Let's get right on into it.
Well, I am running for school board again. This time it will be District 6 because of demographics, things got changed. I was District 4, mainly in West Iredell and in the southern part of Statesville. District 6 is going to run pretty much from West Iredell, where I'm at now, all the way diagonally, kind of downslope diagonally through Troutman. The southern part of Troutman goes through the northern part of Mooresville and then back around the other side of Mooresville to the county line over there. It's it's I won't call it gerrymandered, but we got to lay
Does
them
it
out
look
like state
like
law.
it? Does it
Well,
look
it's
like
a little jaggedy a little bit, but
Oh,
it is
boy.
diagonal.
Well,
and
so who wrote those lines?
the lawyers or the cartographers or whatever you
What
call
wanna
those guys.
them? Good gracious.
Yeah.
All right, so Doug Knight, folks, made an announcement here on the record. That's what we have here on the record. He went on the record to say he's running for school board re-election.
Yes, sir.
Iredell State School Board, District 6. Doug Knight's running. I can say that personally, I do like Doug Knight. And I like him as a person. And I have seen, listen, I'd never seen a rocket in person. Well, that's not true because I was at the Kennedy Center one time when one of the shuttles went off
Yep.
in the 90s. So, okay. So, Rocket Man, that's
Yes,
him.
sir.
But he did a demonstration in South Statesville
Yeah.
at a church
Yeah,
for a
few years.
disadvantaged community. Had never seen anything like it. And I would better to think that some kids out of that got some interest
hope
in
so.
science. And another part, I will actually say that when we first met ever, I didn't know of you, you didn't know of
Mm-hmm. Nope.
me. All I know is that I get the reader coming across there at the U.S. Capitol, and this says West Iredell High School
Yes, sir.
rocket team, and I'm like, what the heck is this? I'm from Statesville. What do you mean West Iredell? Is it Iredell, North Carolina? Yeah. And you brought 4 kids,
It's
4 young
the Core
students.
4 they called
the
themselves.
Core 4 up to Washington, D.C.
Yes, sir.
And I came and found you guys in the Capitol and said, well, I'm from Statesville. And they're like, no, you're not. We don't believe that. Trust me, I'm from Statesville. I ate at the Waffle House on
Yep.
Sullivan Road.
Yep.
Oh, wow. And I gave you the red carpet treatment.
Yes, sir,
and,
you did.
I sure did. And so
Found out you were even related to one of the
Oh
guys
yeah,
on the team.
that's right. I had a cousin. Yeah, imagine that. But it was good. I was so proud, and that's why when you guys came up, you brought your students. The lay of the land was important because it is so important that for our kids, and I say our kids, Iredell Statesville School
Yes, sir.
System, to see everything in the world is for them. There is no bounds to where they can go in life.
They can do whatever they choose if they will work hard, do things the right way, stay out of trouble.
Yep.
These kids worked they would come to my house, to my barn. I had a barn at the time at the house. We would make rockets. We would fly rockets. They probably did 15 to 17 flights, I think, before we did our test flights to even qualify for that. When they got up there, they came in 12th in the nation.
That's right. I remember that Sunday.
Yep.
You all had the competition,
Yep.
and you texted me that night and told me
Yeah.
where they came in. But I was so happy that we were able to take the rocket into the U.S.
Yes, we
Capitol
did.
onto the floor.
No motors. No
With no
motors.
motors,
Yeah.
but onto the Capitol
Yes, sir.
floor, the floor there, and into the Senate, and
Yep.
into the members' dining room where we had a lot of fun.
They still talk about it.
Yeah, that was pretty cool, and I was just happy to have my picture taken with your rocket on the Capitol steps.
Yes, sir, I remember
thought
that.
That's a picture that's in my memory. It comes up, and I'm like, look at that. And I always look it back and just say Statesville.
Statesville.
Because those guys, your 4 rocket students that you had, and the one thing we all had in common, we were from Statesville, Iredell County.
And none of them thought, I have done some rocket teams before with other schools and stuff. One of my, I had 2 sons there at West Iredell at the time, and I thought, let's see if they want to do a rocket team. And they didn't know what it was, but they's like, sure, let's do it. And they liked it and they enjoyed it. And I said, well, you want to do this competition? They're like, yeah, let's do it. I said, got a lot of work, got to raise money. Yeah. They just kept working. They were eager for the excitement of learning.
Wow.
And they kept on, and they didn't get along all the time. They get along a lot better now. but that's that type
I
of...
think they're all over 21 now.
Yeah, they are. But those sort of kids just worked. And that's any kid. It don't have to be from West Iredell. It doesn't have to be from Lake Norman or South or out in Cool Springs. They can be from anywhere. They just got together, decided they would work, and they did amazing stuff. And like at the last school board meeting, the FFA kids from North Iredell, the FFA kids from West, and we got, South has, they work. We had the kids from Lake Norman with the entrepreneurial thing a few months ago. They just decide to work and they do great things. And it's just work. It's grind.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
you'll just grind.
Yeah, it is, and dreaming. There's nothing.
you gotta dream big.
You gotta dream.
You gotta dream big.
And I know people have heard me say this a million times. My dreams began really at DMAT Thompson High
Yep.
School on the 2nd floor in Ed McClellan and Ben Stimpson's
Right.
social studies and geography class. That was where the fire was lit for me to have an interest in politics and government and civics.
Okay.
Basic civics. And so that was a catalyst for me. And so, well, good deal. Well, I tell you what, I am extremely proud. I was extremely proud when you brought your rocket exhibition down and get a demonstration there in South Statesville with those kids over the summer camp at Pastor Thomas's church. And that was just, and in fact, it was the border right there with Buffalo Shoals, Parkwood Village Public Housing, where I grew up. And nobody had never brought a rocket over there. Nobody come over there as a scientist and talk about anything.
Marvin Norman was a good friend of mine.
Yep.
And he said, "Doug, why don't you come?" I was like, "Sure. I'm not working in the summer. I'm a college professor. Let's do it."
And it was very impressive. And
the kids were happy.
I was like, wow, exactly.
See them smile.
Seen anything like, and that is it, access.
Yeah.
And I'm no kid, people make things about things, and you have to know what you know. And I say this, and why are you always talking about books and libraries? Because books, learning will take you around the world. Books will change your life. I promise you.
Yeah.
The more you learn them, I always used to say this, the better you'll eat in life, too.
Yep, exactly.
Because you get a salary, you get a better job.
With the books, they see it in their head. With the rockets, I want them to see it in real life.
Wow.
IRL, as the kids call it, when they get on social media.
There you go.
That IRL is so much more important than anything they see on a screen or a video. See things in real life, and then they can dream they can make it occur and be part of it.
Good deal. I got a little thing here. Hang with me. Thank you, Doug Knight, for staying with me. You'll stay with me about 2 more minutes
Yes, sir.
into the show here. That is school board member Doug Knight, who is running for re-election.
Yes,
he
sir.
is a sitting member now of the Iredell Statesville School Board and a teacher and somebody who was a hands-on educator. Let me just say, folks, people say, where's the school board in the classroom? Let me tell you, go find Doug Knight. You'll know where he's at. And so that's an open invitation
Yes, sir.
over to Statesville High School.
Thank you.
And,
Just talk to me afterwards. We'll make it happen.
So, come walk the halls with me. I have discovered there some wonderful, awesome students in that school, and so very talented. And I think this year they've got, and like last year, but this year particularly being there from the beginning of the year, they've got some excellent administrative team.
The principal's doing a real good job.
I think he's assembled a rock star team to be with him throughout. And I think they need to get to know me, but they're like, oh no, God. But I think that he has a good thing there. I think it's a good thing. I like it, and I tell you this: the Pledge of Allegiance every day.
Good.
I was just like, wow,
Good.
wow. And they do it. They stand up, hand across the heart, the whole nine. So I got this to do right away.
Yes,
so
sir.
big birthdays going on. We do the birthday show here a little bit, folks, in the afternoon. Yes, Pat Shannon does it in the morning, and I close it off at the end of the day. I do the 5 o'clock birthday show. How about that? So to my cousin, who we were talking about, cousin Josh, Josh Moran, but Josh's other cousin, it was a cousin, Andy Lackey, who is the magician man, but he is a minister at Western Avenue Baptist Church.
Cool.
Andy, the cool man, looks like got a bald head like mine. That's the family trademark. We all have no hair. So Andy Lackey, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, cousin Andy Lackey, out there to you at Western Avenue Baptist Church. Another cousin, also a Lackey, Rodney Robertson, up there in Robertson Dairy Farm. He's a cousin. Boy, I tell you, Lackey's got around, man. We got a lot of cousins. Rodney Robertson, happy birthday to you, dear cousin. You are really, truly a gem. I want to see you again, and maybe we can have lunch tomorrow at Randy's Barbecue. Maybe that's what we can do for lunch. But happy birthday to Rodney Robinson up there. And we got Lee Catherine Sellers. She's a cousin, too. Three cousins in a row. I'm telling you.
Take me to Randy's, I'll be your cousin.
So but she's Cindy Sellers' daughter. So yep. And so we got Monica Morrison. Happy birthday to you. Frederick Burks. Happy birthday to you. Rhonda Rhoda. Happy birthday to you. Alicia Smith. Happy birthday. And a cousin, Jasmine Hector. She's a cousin too. She's a cousin on my Stevenson side. Renee Jackson. Happy birthday to you. That is the birthdays, folks. Life is good. God is good, folks. But I got to share with you some things kind of going on. We're rolling really fast here. Let's see if I can get this done real fast. Tea and Spice at the Iredell Public Library. I said Statesville. Iredell Public Library. Tea and Spice Book Club, September 30th from 3:30 to 5. And then this coming up October 7th. It is going to be Heinz Brothers Memorial Cruise and Cruise. And so I got that to Miss Shirley Heinz today. She left this for me, and I'll be advertising. I'll keep talking about it. It's Heinz Brothers 2023 Memorial Cruise and Cruise Service. It's going to be Tuesday, Nope, looks like it's a Saturday from 11 a.m. to 3. 11 a.m. to 3. That's October 7th. And that's going to be at Career Arts and Academy, CATS, down in Troutman.
Good people.
That's good stuff, folks. So that's what's going on in the community. One other thing you may want to know is happening as well, too. Tonight there's an exchange meeting taking place down at Troutman, at the Troutman Town Center. There's going to be an exchange going on with the Troutman group down there as well. So a lot of happenings. And then Pharaoh's Parenting is having a golf group down at Trump International. It's going to be October 16th. I think I get the date right on that. And so very excited about that. Pharaoh's Parenting. Get that in, good folks. Hey, Stop Child Abuse and Neglect. Show's over. Doug Knight's been here. He's been my guest. God bless you. God bless.